Hello and welcome. It's Ruth here at Artful Stampin with Masculine Monday number 2. Sorry, I had to nip off and just place an order. Anyway, so in the last live, this is what we stamped and I really enjoyed it. It was just really nice to work with a kind of fairly basic colour palette, basically greys and blues. And I kind of had this idea in my head for doing a kind of a drippy kind of look, but with stamps, and this is what I wanted to try and kind of recreate, and I think it's kind of worked. So with these two, I thought you could put something there, and then on this one, you know, you could stamp a sentiment somewhere, or you could do a long sentiment and add it in there. Right, let's get another sheet and get stamping again. I've got everything on my desk still. So let's do another bit of experimentation. This time, do we go for an overall? Do you want to go for an overall look this time? And see what happens? Or do you want to go for a particular style? Or go with something with a bit of green in it? I don't know. Any ideas? Yes, please. You're saying yes, please, but when you say yes, please, I don't know quite. You have to put what it is you're saying yes, please to, because there's a delay on the me getting the message. I mean, I could play with. You see how I kind of did the grey bits going up and down? I'd be interested to try that with the mountain scenes. So. Oh, just yes, please, more overall. Oh, you missed part 1. Never mind. You can go back and watch that on the replay. Okay. I still want to carry on doing something with. I really like having this in the background. That worked quite well, and especially having it stamped off. So I know it looks like I'm being really, I don't know, silly by mounting the smaller block on the bigger stamp, but Martina needs help with the oval. Oh, you wanted to create like an oval. Did you actually have an oval cut out as you were doing it, Martina? Did you have a guide as you were doing it? This time I'm going to do the stack stone in the what's this, Seaside Spray. Alright, so I'm deliberately just inking up straight across because I don't want all of the stack stone inked up. Oh, the stamping was awful, she says. Oh, I'm feeling like doing something quite blocky now. It's interesting how you can start with an idea and then you go, it sparked off a different idea. Sometimes it's fun just to go with it, see what happens. Okay, right. I don't know what we're going to do with this now, but we'll see. Oh, Melanie got her Stampin' Up order today. How exciting. Yeah, I think a few of you have been getting orders recently. I think I still want to go for a design across there and there. So we'll keep going. Just keep going. You've just finished watching part 1. Oh, that's good, Glenna. I'm going to bring some Just Jade. Which was what block was I using? I was using block I. It's the biggest rectangular, long rectangular block that Stampin' Up do. Hello from a warm Ontario. Now apparently Wendy's watching, Christine. Did she say hello? She couldn't figure out how to comment. So it could be that she's watching and just can't figure out how to comment. Now the fun thing about a one sheet wonder, when it's your own, you can do what you want with it. So if you decide, I'm just going to see what another stamp set looks like at a different section, you can do that. I'm here, says Wendy. Hi, Kay. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Steph. Who else is on here that I haven't said hello to? Hi, Melanie. Hi, Christine Christensen. I like that name. It just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Christine Christensen. Hi, Joanne. Oh, I forgot to stamp again. Never mind. Hi, Jeanette. Sorry, I don't always have my head up, so sometimes I miss people. And then, like at the beginning of a thing, I try and just sort of get on with it because I don't want it to be too boring for you. So I kind of get into it, and then I'm going to leave this open because I fancy using the green. No, I really must find that other stamp. I did notice it was missing the other day after I'd used this set, and usually I'm really good about putting my stamps away, apart from when I lose them. And it's quite a big stamp for me just to lose. And I tidied it up recently. I'm just going to have a quick swipe of my floor. See if it's there. Nope. Oh well, it'll turn up. I know, tidying up is fatal. Tell me about it. Wow, having one of those days, stamping while I'm watching, just stamped happy birthday, but the happy was upside down. Oh. Oh, wow. stamp it on another piece of card and just stick it on top. That's what I tend to do. Oh, I've got the feather. Should I bring the feather back on? Seeing as I got it out, it probably thinks, am I staying? Am I meant to be, you know, part of this? What's going on? Or are you just going to leave me? That's quite bold that there, isn't it? Okay. Oh, I don't know what to do with it now. Okay. That is quite a statement, isn't it? I think I'm not going to do any more feathers. Oops. Oh, glossy accents, nice. You like the feathers, do you? Who said that? Cheryl. Hi, Glenna. Oh, I had a lovely email from a lady in Canada today. Oh, I think her name was May. Let me just double check. So, hello to you, and thank you for sending me the email. May, that's it, from Canada. Right, I think I want a darker blue in here now. Just wondering if I do want another texture. I'm wondering, what about the leaf from... See this leaf here? It's just a bit different, isn't it? Hi, Navarana. How you doing? I'm back again. Oh, it's quite dark, isn't it? I forget that I am using... What's this one? Yeah, Night of Navy. Yeah, I like doing it this way because it means that you can have a bit of an experiment and go, okay, well, I didn't quite like how that turned out, but I'll try again somewhere else and see if it works, you know, clustered with a different thing. See, I like that, how that's worked there. And so you feel like that you're not wasting too much time because you're having a good few different goes with different combinations of clustering and juxtaposing. I like that word, juxtaposing. You found a feather that the dogs were afraid of. Oh. The top one almost looks like a cityscape. Oh yeah, the trees do sort of sometimes look like roofs, don't they? I'm on Sheila's telly now, am I? Oh. Am I in surround sound, Sheila? It's amazing what animals will be scared of. Right, I tell you what I haven't used. I haven't used the speckles yet. Shock horror. Not like me, is it, not to use the speckles? Joanne has a question for me. Oh, sorry I missed it. Ruth, have you ever used a die cutout on your projects? So I have a beautiful feather cutout that would be neat to use. Ah, yeah, I do. Do use dies. Are you thinking of using it in a specific way? You're lying in bed keeping warm. Oh, lovely, Vanessa. Yeah, the temperatures must be dropping a bit now in Australia. Get the little leaf. I feel like I just need to put a few more details in there. Now, don't be alarmed. I have cut the 2 leaves apart from that stamp set, Celebrate Sunflowers, because I just find that they're a bit easier to use cut up like that. You see, you can be a bit more specific about where you want things. Yeah, it just needed some extra detail, I feel. Hi, Heather. I found you. I might be spending a lot of time here catching up on past videos. Oh, welcome. Is this your first one alive? Oh, you're very welcome. Hi, Nessa. Jennifer Maguire Dental. I set up surgery today on her video. What? You set up surgery? Oh, were you working? Sheila, you're going to have to explain yourself. Yeah, Deborah's only just arrived as well, Nessa. It's okay. Yes, so I've just placed the order, so hopefully it'll be with me soon, and then I'll be able to send your things. Deborah says, I've stopped hyperventilating when you cut into stamps, but I still cringe. Hi, Kelly Rose. Okay, I'm not sure what this is going to look like. We'll cut it up and see. I know what, let me put my ink pads away because open ink pads are dangerous near me. You know what, I am a little bit concerned about that lost stamp here. I'm going to have to empty my bin because I've got a little bin that I have attached to my table, and the other day it got really full, so I just, I tell you something funny that happened. I was talking to a lady about breastfeeding, and I was looking around my room because I was talking to her in my craft room, and I was trying to find something I could demonstrate how to hold a baby. So I grabbed my bin that I've got here. It's got a weight here that sits on the table, and then this basket hangs down. So I thought, oh, that's perfect. So this became like the baby's bottom, and this became the baby's head, and this was like the neck, because I was demonstrating how to hold a baby's head up. So I quickly shoved all the rubbish that was in my bin in the bin. So now I'm thinking maybe the stamp's in there. I'm going to have to double check. You see, if we were meeting back at our normal group, see, Wendy's one of the breastfeeding support counsellors with me, we have this baby doll that we use that's very lifelike. It's a bit odd, and we call it the ugly baby. So the ugly baby usually we use for our demonstrations. But we don't have the ugly baby at the moment because we're meeting virtually. We are missing the ugly baby, aren't we, Wendy? What's that about Sheffield? Heather, are you in Sheffield? Oh, I love Sheffield. A friend of mine was at uni there, so we used to go there quite often. Now, if you do have a go doing one of these one-sheet wonders, and I know some of you still haven't, even though you've been watching me a while, it's very tempting to look at the piece that you've done if you followed one of my tutorials and think, oh, it's a hot mess. What am I going to do with that? But then when you cut it up, you go, aha, that's what you're meant to do. It is, isn't it, Wendy? And it smells of baby powder. Ugly baby, doesn't it? You are funny, says Deborah. Yes, I know. But am I funny ha-ha or funny strange? That's the problem. Right, so there we go. We've done that. Now, I know these aren't completed. Oh, that's the wrong way around. These aren't completed, really. They need more doing to them. I think a nice sentiment could go there. Perhaps a few more speckles. But it's once you've got it cut up, you can see, look at it and think, oh, what else does it need? And the addition of putting just a little bit of a border around it. I know I've got a very messy... I don't know what, let me flip this piece of paper over because this is a bit messy. There we go. Lift the camera up a bit. You're on the outskirts, not far from Meadowhall. Oh, I know Meadowhall. Is there like a shopping place there? I remember going to see, what's the name of that film? High School Musical on Ice, about 10 years ago, in Sheffield. Yeah, well, we're her mummies, Deborah, you see. All the breastfeeding peer support counsellors, we became the ugly baby's mum. And then often we'd have ugly baby just lying on a sofa or sitting up somewhere. And the amount of times the mums go, oh my goodness, I thought that was a real baby. Because it's sort of, when you're up close to it, it's not real. But it's the weight of a baby, which is really quite freaky as well. It's got weight, like a weighted aspect to it, which is really handy for demonstrating, because there's nothing worse than holding a doll that just doesn't look like a real baby at all. So she has well, some babies are born a bit squished, aren't they? Let's face it. And it takes them a few days for their faces to settle down. But we still go, oh, aren't they beautiful? Okay, so then also with cutting it up, you can go, oh, it needs more here, or it needs more there. So there we go, that's what I'm doing. I'm adding a bit more now because I can see that where it needs it. So I'm trying to keep my focal point along the middle, or the more dense area there. And it's all a bit random because the stacked stone, I just sort of just did it and I didn't think about where it was going to fall or whatever. But actually, sometimes it's quite fun to do it random and then realise, oh, you've got quite a pale bit there. So, you know, let's make use of the pale bit and do more in it. Oh, actually, you know, the feather I was a bit apprehensive about using. Now I'm thinking there's a whole space for that another feather. Hardest thing is knowing when to quit. Oh, I know. Sheffield is rather industrial, isn't it? Yeah, there's some parts of Sheffield that are. It grew up much around the steel industry. But what's interesting about it as a city is that it's right in the middle of countryside. So to get to it, you have to go through some really beautiful scenery, and that's interesting because I suppose you get especially in the southern parts of the UK or England, you know, you have town after town after town, and then a city, and then a town, and then, but Sheffield is like this city that's just stuck out in the middle of the countryside, which makes it really interesting. That's why I liked it. Plus, my friend was living there as well. So. My grandfather worked at Sheffield Steel in Missouri. There we go. Yep. Yeah, its legend reaches across the world. Not legend, reputation, I should say. Right, this is that lovely little filigree stamp from Woven Heirlooms. This one, that little tiny one there. It's absolutely adorable. I do have to say, this is not my stamp set. I'm borrowing this one from my sister currently. Oh dear, Steph, that's funny. When my granddaughter turned 3, I bought her a training newborn for midwives. You can imagine what kind of horror some people had when she was dragging it around. It was really love-like. Ruth, the pine boughs and pine cones. Yes, it would. I've considered getting that stamp set many a time and not ended up getting it. Sheffield, Tasmania is known for the beautiful lifelike murals they have. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, I'm actually tempted to colour the leaves in with a green. Because I know it's retired, but I've got light and dark call me clover and I was going to say mint macaron, but yeah, maybe mint macaron because it's more of a bluey green, this Just Jade, isn't it? Let's go with a light mint macaron first and see what happens. Because I feel like some of these leaves are getting a bit lost. So this kind of stamping is fairly leisurely. And it's just about playing and layering and seeing what happens. And then sitting back from it, having a look what else does it need. Made a bit of a boo-boo there. I'm just going to get the white. This is the colour lifter, or colour pusher as I call it. Just push it back in. Hello, Erlene. What a lovely name. Where's Maybean? May is in bed right now, but she was she was colouring a mask today. She was making a mask. Now she's going back to school on Friday, just for a day, and then she's doing a couple of days the week after. So that's going to be interesting. So one of my sons went back for one day today, and then one of my other sons is going back on Wednesday for a day. I'll have to play with the trees. The one piece looks like castle spires. It does a little bit actually, doesn't it? And that's the other nice thing about this type of stamping, is that although you kind of go, oh, I'm going to use a tree stamp, I'm going to use that stamp, just don't overthink it really. Just play with the patterns and then you might see something else. So, can I colour these in there? I'm focusing on these ones that are from that sunflower set because they've got sort of more definition in terms of their shape. Hello, Esther. I have year-round school. Well, I've got... Well, 3 of my kids are going to be at school for 3 different days of the week this week. Do you think that defines it, helps define it a little bit more? A nut would fit. It would, wouldn't it? Or an acorn or something. Yeah, it's very kind of country. Oh, I know what. Let's use mint macaron. Let's see what that looks like. Hubby's dragging me off for a walk, so I'll have to catch the rest on replay. You sound very enthusiastic, Monica. Oh, dear. Have fun. Oh, thanks. Who's that? Kelly. Yeah, I think sometimes we get a bit precious about not mixing to certain types of inks and all that kind of thing. But I think since Stampin' Up have come out with these alcohol pens, it's just been fabulous to play with, adding more layer of colour and stuff like that. Oh, Esther's getting her steps in today because she had to walk her son. I know, I've been so useless exercising lately. I'm putting on the pounds. So I'm actually looking forward to having to go out and take her. No, we haven't been at school for months, Dee Dee, because of lockdown. So my kids haven't actually been physically in school. So they're trying to squeeze in, the government are trying to squeeze in something like 4 days of schooling in the next 3 or 4 weeks before the summer holidays begin for us. So they just want to sort of, I don't know, check the kids are alive, I guess. Make sure they're okay. Oh, now, can you see what I'm doing? I sort of felt I had to have a go doing this, but look, I'm colouring in even these ones, what are they called? The distinctive stamps, and it looks nice coloured in. Is anyone from Leicester? Yeah. Oh, who was it? Oh, someone just said that they were from near Leicester. Loughborough. Who was it? Hi, Erlene. Oh, I've used lots of stamp sets. I will show them all in a second. Is that in England, Steph? I've not heard that for Wales. Night, Esther. Yes, Leicester's gone into lockdown because their outbreak is rather high, unfortunately. Oh, that one's upside down. I just noticed. Yeah, a nice big sort of focal point, or lots of people filing for divorce. Really? What, because they've had to spend so much time with each other? Oh, that's sad, isn't it? It's very sad. Right, I'm trying to look at some sentiments, thinking what would work. Hello. You are the best. Ooh, could put a little bunny rabbit. Would a bunny rabbit sit amongst the leaves? What colour bunny rabbit though? Oh, I love Stays On, Jeanette. You got a special card from the bus company saying that you're exempt from wearing a mask. Oh, that's handy. Ugh, says Jeanette. Oh, it smells of almonds. I love the smell of Stays On. Yeah, we're similar, Martina. Only a third of the school is allowed in at any time. So the secondary school is doing it in year groups. So one year group per day. Oh, right. And just a quick tip. Another way to get a splatter across your work, if you've got the Stampin' Blends, is that you can... Jeanette doesn't agree with me at all. Is that you can just whack them like that. Oh, this tip is awful. Really messed that tip up, haven't I? Anyway, it gives a very fine spray, which is very sweet. You probably even can't see that. It's just a very fine mist. I know, that was funny. Yeah, Vanessa, that you got married last week. Thank you for your outfacts. Neighbouring with your stamps, you make me look at my... Hey, Connie, are you like speech to texting? I have a craft room and hubby has a man shed. We meet at lunch times. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I think sometimes it is important that you both have your own interests. And then I think it's important for any couple survival that you have core beliefs at the core of your relationship, for sure. but also that there should be room to grow in a relationship. I find it really sad when I hear of couples saying, "Oh, they've changed," and actually, that's one of the things that I love about my husband. He has changed, you know, and I would hope that I've changed for the better as well. So, yes, there we go. That's my Ruth's little thought for the day. Right, I'm desperately wanting to finish at least one card. So, trying to find something. Oh, happy birthday. Happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus washed, he washed my sins away. Right, okay. What else have we got? Retirement? Would that suit a retirement? Hope you're feeling better. That's a nice one, isn't it? May God bless you and keep you. See, I see words and I then hear songs. Oh dear. With gratitude. That's nice, isn't it? We could do with like a little small oval or something small to cut that out. I'm sure I do have some cute little label. Oh, that one's nice, isn't it? That one. Oh, your mum and dad celebrated 51 years of marriage yesterday. That's lovely. That fits perfectly. Easter blessings. Wrong time of year. Oops. Little hello. Hey friend. That's quite nice, isn't it? This means I'm going to have to get this big shot out though. I have got some scraps of white cardstock that I can use to cut a few of these out. Oh, I've meant to show you. I said to you last week, didn't I, that I was expecting something and I was going to put it in my craft room for you to see. So it arrived on Saturday and I haven't shown you yet, have I? Right. Where's my plate? Ooh, I've got my well-worn plate here. Oh, I didn't cut it all the way through. Oops. Didn't go far enough. I'm actually trying to find my other plate because that one, it marks the paper. You know when it's been used so much, it marks the paper. Nothing like being prepared for Easter. No, you're quite right, Deborah. I'm not sure these are quite Easter cards, though. Oh, dear. Hi, Christine Gray. Martina, you're hilarious. Never let a male come closer than a broom handle. I'll tell you what, I bet that broom handle's useful when you go out at the moment. 2 meters apart. We'll all have to be on the hunt for a man for Martina, everybody, ladies. All you ladies out there who know. We'll have to send him off to Germany to meet Martina. Just by going, no thank you. Quite happy. I'm going to be the artful dating agency. Right, so I'm really sorry anybody who's new to my channel and doesn't understand the camaraderie that we have between different viewers. When it's good, it's good. When it isn't a broomstick, it's long enough. When it isn't a broomstick, it's long enough. Right, put my dies away because I'm in danger of losing them. So what's really lovely about these particular dies, it's the label ones that go with the tasteful, what's it called? Tasteful Touches. It's the dies that goes with this one. They've got a really lovely kind of embossed bit to it. It's really gorgeous. And then on the label, the long one, it's got stitching. So just lovely little details like that. Just make it look really fabulous. Now this has got a bit of mark on it, so I don't want to use that one. Hey Friend. Hey Friend is a good catch-all one, isn't it? This group is family. Oh, that's sweet. TX is closing down again. Oh, Texas, sorry. It's quite a small. But short and sweet. I think I could stamp something very pale on that just to break up the... It's very stark, isn't it? Right, does this lend itself to one of these, or does it lend itself to one of these? That one's got a mark running through it as well. Oh, some ribbon underneath. What a good idea. Oh, we could have a bit of texture on it, actually, couldn't we? Oh, I could do with Love and Sympathy on this one. Oh, that one's a bit of a jaunty angle. I don't like that. Hold on. Let's see what else we've got. Actually, someone said that a Love and Sympathy one would be... Oh, that would work, wouldn't it? That's nice. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Denise. You like the new label punch in the... Oh, yeah, it is quite nice. I have to say, I think I prefer it to the one that's in the annual catalogue. Oh, yeah, that makes a lovely card. I'm wondering, actually, without the swirls, that one. Okay. Are we talking about it yet? What, the catalogue? You feel free to talk about it. I just thought it was a little bit unfair to talk about it when a few people hadn't, well, a lot of people haven't seen it yet. But, I'll be putting my order in for my catalogue, so those of you that do shop with me, you'll be getting the new mini catalogue at some point in July. I'll send it out with all your thank you cards and gifts and things. So I'll wait until it arrives and then I can send everything off in one go. Just helps me a little bit, organising and also budget wise, to just send everything out together. Oh boy, now I have to order those labels. What do you like in the catalogue, Wendy? Oh yes, I've done my list today as well. I thought I was quite modest. Like it came to about £200. Right, with a banner, if I'm able to, I like giving it a bit of a curl. Oh, this card is a little bit thick to do it with. So I like giving it a curl and then flipping up that bit there. This is going to be a rustic banner now because it's a bit creased. But I like doing that. And then sort of sticking it with a dimensional so that you end up with it actually a little bit curved, if that makes sense. I like doing that. Just a little thing I like doing. Right, we've got one more to go. This little curly whirly one here. Fabulous at any age. Oh, with gratitude. I wonder if that will fit on. I do quite like these sentiments sets. This is Itty Bitty Greetings, and there's 2 sets of those, and there's Itty Bitty Birthdays. And they are itty bitty, they are small stamps. And I remember a few years ago there was a similar stamp set, and the lady ordered, a friend of mine ordered a set of the small stamps, and she said to me afterwards, I didn't realise they were going to be so small. And I don't know whether she hadn't heard me or I'd forgotten to tell her that generally in the catalogue the stamps are the size that they are depicted, unless it says this is at 40% or this is at 50% or whatever. So when the pictures of the bigger stamp sets, like the big, the stacked stone one, the one that I just used earlier, this one, generally they don't put the exact size because it's such a big stamp. But usually, especially with the sentiment ones that are small, they tend to put them full size. Oh, just clip the end of that one, but I think I can live with that. Ruth, you could invest into some clay forming tools. They're not expensive and they would help you forming all sorts of shapes. Well, would you believe, Martina, I've literally this last week or so been investigating polymer clay tools, and I have a whole load of different things in my Amazon basket. And my daughter's getting into making, like, she makes little polymer clay figurines, like fairies and things. And so I thought it might be something quite fun for both her and I to do, because I want to get into making jewellery, like little flowers and things. So I'm just colouring, actually, you know what, I'm just going to colour all that in, because the stark white, I didn't really like it. Actually, I'm going to go a bit darker around the edges. Okay, had a bit of ink on my finger, it's transferred, never mind. There's roadblocks around Leicester, so you can't come in or out. My husband and I were wondering how they were going to do it. Oh, poor Leicester. Oh, I did wonder. I'm saying this very carefully because I don't want to blame any particular group of people. But I did wonder, because there's quite a high grouping of people who would have celebrated Eid. How many weeks ago was Eid? Was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? I did wonder if perhaps some people had sort of just relaxed a little bit more. You know, they wanted to meet up with their families and that kind of thing. And if there were going to be repercussions to that. So that's just a thought. I'm not saying that's definitely what's happened, but I did wonder if that was the case. How do they know it's contained to just that area? Because the numbers have just gone crazy in that area, Naoka. The hospital, the cases. Is it nearly 700 staff in that city? Yeah. You know, they know the numbers of people who are coming in who are ill and in the hospitals and whatever. Yeah. Kettering and Westborough or Wellingborough, Denise. Now this is quite nice to do, is because I've got the two colours. I've got mint macaron and dark mint macaron. I just went round the edge with dark mint macaron to kind of create that lovely sort of vignette effect. What's the other one? I could do it to this one. Yeah, that's true, Christine. But we mustn't get complacent, you know. I think, you know, with what happened in Bournemouth over the weekend, I'm glad that I don't think we had that problem here. Oh, Wellingborough, sorry. Right, so I've got that one. I just think that's quite nice, like that, isn't it? Right, let's find a brown to stick this on. Oh no, not brown, it's grey, isn't it? Although it does look, it almost looks like it's got a brownie tinge. Did I get the wrong ink pad out? No, smoky slate and basic grey. Oh. Maybe I used it on brown before or something, because to me it looks like it's got a brownish tinge. Well, ironically, I don't know, I can't speak for Australia, but ironically in the UK, the first wave of protesters were really considerate, and they wore masks, they were being careful, and they were, you know, clearing up rubbish after themselves. But this last weekend, because it was so hot, there was one particular beach in the UK that was absolutely covered with people. They were clearly not socially distancing, and the amount of rubbish that they produced was just awful. You know, they left rubbish on the beaches. And a friend of mine who I went to school with in London, who's black, she said, you know, people were complaining about protesters, but look at what's going on now. And I thought, fair point. She's got a fair point. I can't speak, you know, I'm not speaking for all protesters, and I'm not speaking for all people that will go to the beach, but certainly this recent incidents in the UK have been interesting. Right, now someone said a bit of ribbon. Let's see what ribbon I've got that could go on here. Right, I'm just trying to clear some stuff off my desk. Oh no, Deborah, that's awful. No respect for the stones. That is awful. That's a good idea about the ribbon. Oh, that is ridiculous, Vanessa. Silly people. Okay, now, and we're going to stick this down. I always get stuck when I get to this point. I'm like, what? If I put it down, it's going to unravel and... Right. I think this is where sticky dots are going to be my friend. If I flip it over and cover it with sticky dots... Nope. Come on. Transfer. I need a glamorous assistant, yeah. I need an octopus. Where's an octopus when you need it? There we go. Where are my dimensionals? I'm just looking for my glue. Sorry, I thought I had it on my desk. Yes, I do. There we go. Honestly, I'm determined to get at least one card done tonight. What's the time? Oh my goodness, I've been on for an hour. Yeah, unfortunately, there are some silly people out there, Vanessa. Can't be told. Can't be told, won't be told. Hopefully the police will catch up with them. Give them a good fine. I don't think that needs anything else, that one. I'm just going to stick that one down, I think. Put a blob and a blob there. And then I'm going to put 2 dimensionals in the middle so it won't squish down. Oop, nearly did it upside down. Hold it for 5 seconds. Come on. 3, 4, 5. Hi Jenny, nice to see you. There we go. Right, that's that one. Oh, now I think this one on a darker background might be nice. So the cards that I'm finishing off now are the product of the earlier stamping that I did, which included this. And we're thinking a love and sympathy would just go perfectly there. Now someone suggested a darker ribbon going round the middle. I don't think I've got black, but I do have some misty moonlight. But the only thing about me using the ribbon is that we lose that lovely leaf there, which I don't really want to do. Could do a little tag. Could do a little tag hanging off the end there. I'm going to sit down for this. Right, glue dots. Wind a silver thread. Yeah, I did think about the silver, but the only thing about sympathy cards is that I think you've got to be very careful that they don't look frivolous. And I think if it was just like, yeah, just wound straight, it would be fine. But I think because I want to get on and do the other one, I'm going to leave it for today. Right, so that's going to go there. I'm just going to pop that and that there like that. Yes, Steph, unfortunately a lot of people think that they had it last year, but there really genuinely was a bad virus going around November, December. Do you remember I had it? And then I think I actually did have COVID later on. And I've heard so many people say that. And I respect the fact that you obviously think you may have, but honestly, I felt iller in December than I did when I thought I had COVID. But then that's just to do with how it manifested itself in me. So, but there really was a bad virus going around, and I wonder if people thought it was, or a lot of people do think it was COVID because they felt so awful. But I think it could be that they just hadn't had a virus in such a, like a full-blown virus for such a long time. I was chatting to a lady who used to come to my classes, and she said she could barely breathe. This was back in winter when she had it. So, but we won't know until they find a decent test for it. I think that's part of the problem, isn't it? They haven't actually come out with a decent test that will tell you whether or not you've had it or not. It can only tell you like a percentage. So, right, so we've got that one. Where's the other one I did? Oh, there we go. Happy birthday, love and sympathy. So it's that one. And then I thought I had another circle somewhere. Oh, that one with gratitude. Oh, I see. Oh, some people think it's been around for longer. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying that I know it for as a fact. Please don't quote me. It is interesting. I just want to make this a bit darker, so I'm actually using the light Call Me Clover. So Call Me Clover. No, not Call Me Clover. Is it? Yeah, Call Me Clover. That was a colour that left us this year. So you can't purchase this colour anymore, but I had it on my shelf, so I thought I'd use it. Yeah, well, that is the nature of bronchial stuff. It will linger, you know, and if it's viral, it will just, yeah. Well, if it's viral, it will knock you out, and then if it becomes bacterial, where, you know, that can knock you out as well, and one can turn into the other. Oh, was I meant to put... I know what. I've got the glittery stuff here. Shall I have a go doing that? Your cough was dry and lasted until February and then went. That's weird. Thank you, Kay. You're welcome, Dee Dee. They're a bit unusual, but I like them. I think working with a limited colour palette sometimes can really help. So we focused on greys and blues, and then also a hint of green in this one. The other one didn't have any green at all. So. Yay, Wendy did a tulip one-sheet wonder. Woohoo! Now let's see which one will this look better on the smoky slate. Bless me. Bless me. Oh my goodness. Right, I've got to do 3 sneezes. So, the darker one or the lighter one? I think the darker one. Actually, I've just realised I hardly use any. I haven't used any grey on this one. It was the one before that I used greys, isn't it? Dark, dark. A newsflash, I actually like it. You liked your one-sheet wonder? Oh, good. Too late now? Oh, have I got a navy? I was going to say too late. Let me just check if I've got a navy cup. No, I haven't. Oh, I'll tell you what though, I have got Misty Moonlight. I'm just going to go for it. I've got another one to do on the dark grey if we don't like it. A navy base. Yes, I wonder what a navy base would look like. Very quick, Martina. You're on the board tonight. Where's Janice? She likes her blues, doesn't she? That's quite nice there, isn't it? But I'm going to cut a new one of this. I don't like the... Unless we deliberately scrumple it up. That's the other option. Because it's got a bit... It got a crease in it. Anyway, I think I'm going to stop there because I've been on for at least an hour already. So we made... Well, we did 2 one-sheet wonders. So we've got 8 bases that have yet to be used. I've got those ones left over. So we've got this one with Love and Sympathy. So I know what, you can have a vote for your favourite finished card. We won't have a vote for the unfinished ones. Got with love and sympathy. Happy birthday. Hey friend. And with gratitude. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. That was fun. Deborah says she likes number 1. Kay likes number 4. 1 and 4. Number 2. Oh, 3 and 4. Is that the colour that you like then, Steph? You prefer the colours that I used? Good night, Denise. Thank you for popping in. 1 or 2. There we go. Okay, so let's just go over the colours. We used Just Jade, Night of Navy, Misty Moonlight, Seaside Spray, Smoky Slate and Basic Grey. And then stamp sets. They look more inviting. Yeah, I think the green just helps make them look a bit warmer, whereas this is a very kind of, I think, Martina, what word did you use earlier? Oh, there was a word that Martina used for these. I can't remember what it was now. Okay, so we've got Stacked Stone, Celebrate Sunflowers. We ended up using a lot of the leaves for this set, for that one. Woven Heirlooms we used here. Tasteful Touches, we use the feather and the leaf. Mountain Air, we used one of the trees. So if you don't have Mountain Air, you don't necessarily have to use it. If you've got another tree, you could use that upright and downwards for that. But we did use Mountain Air for the tree scene and the mountain scene of that one. So, yeah, elegant. There was another word I thought she used. Stately, that was it. Thank you, Martina. Stately. Yeah, I think it must be the colour scheme. It reminds me of like a naval uniform. So, yeah. I like the idea layout for the fourth one. It gives you ideas. Ah, there we go. Well, the light and dark sections weren't sort of planned. I just covered the cardstock with rectangles of stamping. So yeah, if you missed the beginning, go back and watch the beginning, because it is interesting how they've ended up looking, because I didn't plan it at all. It just kind of worked out that way. So thanks, Kay. Yeah, you can purchase all the items you've seen me use today, apart from the Call Me Clover alcohol pens, the Stampin' Blends, but you can purchase Mint Macaron. And also you can purchase Just Jade. They've done Just Jade for the 2. Yes, I've just put the new host code actually up tonight, Ali. That it's the one for the end of June stroke the whole of July. So my new host code is on artfulstampin.co.uk. On the right hand side. I've just literally created a new one. So may I have hosted effigy? And do you do a card share for the in colours? I haven't said I will do one. I am doing a paper share. If you want to come in on that, I think I've got one space left for that. Yeah, I've got one space. Have I? Yes. Ali, message me about the colour share, because if you want a bit of all the cards, I've got card stock. And it could be that I can spare the ribbons as well. So let me know. Thank you. You love them all. Actually, is Jenny McCormack, are you on here? Are you doing a in colour share? The Tasteful Touches flower goes really nice with a stacked stone. Yes, the flower would look lovely, actually. Yeah, I could do the flower with these ones. Okay, right. Well, if I can't satisfy Ali's in colour needs, I might send Ali to you. Oh, yes, you're right, Linda. Look at that. I will think I will buy no more stamp sets in July, but maybe the greed over won't be. Martina, when you see the new catalogue, there's the mini catalogue about to come out, you might want to save your pennies for August. It's the foliage coming from the sentiment over the landscape. Yeah, that was kind of an accident. That happens. Yeah. And that's why it's kind of good to keep your mind open to the process, really. Linda, thank you so much. Very kind of you. Thank you. Yeah, no, I agree. I was saying earlier that we need a focal point here, and that flower would be stunning, wouldn't it? I can imagine it blue stamped onto the grey and then cut out. That would look amazing. The new mini. Yes. Actually, I will say there's one thing that I'm quite excited about that's in the new mini that I'll explain, because you don't need to see a picture to understand it. It's this like ribbon that's kind of like quite gauzy, like netty. I think it's been put in the Halloween section. Oh, shock horror. Can you believe? I like the Halloween papers this year. Oh, thank you, Jenny. Oh, you guys are so kind. Thank you. Right, so that's Night of Navy on Smokiest Loot, and I'm going to cut it out. Oops, okay. I've got dimensional stuck to that. An oval, yes, although I'm not sure how small an oval. I've got the stitched. Ah, here we go. Oh yeah, that would. Oh, they go smaller. Yeah, that would look lovely, Martina. Yeah, for those of you who follow me a while, you know that Halloween is not something that I really go in for. However, I do like sort of the gothic elements, design elements, and even the stamp set. I quite like the spiders. Would you believe, Wendy? I think the spiders look so elegant in that set. Funny, isn't it? And the roses, the dark roses of that paper, I thought was really nice. So, I recently die cut a flower shape, stamped in the middle of it, and then tweezed it into shape. But then there's sometimes elements of the Halloween suite that I do like. I like the black glimmer paper. That's coming back again this year, because that's quite nice to have a little bit of that on a card. The ribbon. And the other year there was some lovely black lace they brought out. Oh, and the gates. Do you remember the die cut gate? The iron gate. Oh, I love that. I thought that was so elegant. You didn't like the spiders. Yeah, I just see them as a design feature. To me, they look like speckles, giant speckles. The harvest set is gorgeous, and they're a set of 3 leaf punches, and oh, it's just beautiful. Yeah, so there's a stamp set with leaves, and then a punch set. Well, I like that there's a nice tree, and it's just a really pretty tree, and then they've got sort of little design elements to it that I wonder what this would look like frayed. Has anyone tried fraying this stuff yet? Yeah, it's got sort of like background leaf and bokeh dots, and so you can dress the tree up, and I really was quite pleased because years ago, I don't know if some of you remember that stamp set Sheltering Tree. We haven't had a sort of a nice generic tree. Poor Ruth would never let her go to bed. Oh, it's all right. I get just as occupied. Look, I'm occupying myself fraying a bit of ribbon, so I may as well do it talking to you lot. Yes, the tree. Yeah, there we go. See, it's and it's a lovely tree, and it's got a little birdhouse that you can hang from it as well. Oh, it's so it's designed by by a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, isn't it? That tree. People who are into sort of scene building are going to be happy. There's a nice set with houses and dies, like scenery, which is quite nice. And the £2.50 will be donated to a charity that supports children, fosters, like to foster and adopt, like a children's charity. So what they're doing is they whatever market you're in, the money will go to a charity in that particular market. So you have 6 bundles on your list. Oh, Wendy, I think I've got 2, but I am still considering the first one. I'm not sure if I'm definitely going for the first one. I definitely want the stamp set, but I don't know if I want the bundle. So I've been very good then, really, compared to Wendy. It was over Christmassy. I thought the Christmas stuff with it was actually quite tasteful this year. There's a lovely set that's got quotes from Christmas carols, and the fonts and everything were just beautiful. And they've got a traditional nativity set, which is nice because we haven't had that for a little while. Right, I'm going to stick this down. I was impressed I got my wish list on one side of A5. All DSP was on one page. One line though. Yeah, I'm not sure that counts then, Wendy. Yeah, the doves look really pretty, and they can be used throughout the year. I think the problem is that because it is aimed at a more Christmas market, people see some of these stamp sets and they go, oh, it's only for Christmas. Whereas I tend to just look at the shapes and go, ooh, what other time of year can I use that for? I like the holly this year. That's got a nice swirl to it, so I think that would work nicely with my one sheet wonders. So we'll be getting the holly. Oh, Martina's got loads of ideas. Good. Well, they have got some. What's quite nice is they've got some sets in there that that cover various seasons. So they've got even one with it sort of hints at Valentine's, which I think does make sense because really Valentine's really creeps up on us. It comes so quickly after Christmas, and some people who are real crafters who start Christmas, in January, at Christmas they're wanting to do the Valentine's stuff. And for people like us who are demonstrators, we almost have to think a month ahead of crafters. So yes, the moose is back. The moose is back. The what they call the bauble punches, those are back. There's quite a few things. Oh, that lovely toile paper. If you like the toile paper from last year, the red and the green. That's really pretty. That's back. So I'm just going to stick this down again because I didn't have it quite aligned. Yes, the Feels Like Frost papers are back, yeah. Oh, there's a beautiful snowflake set. If you're into your snowflakes. I used to be many, many years ago, but yeah, there's a bit of a limit as to how many Christmas cards I'm going to make. Talking of jewels, should we put some jewels on? What have I got? Oh, I've got some pale blue sequins here. Right. Oh, there's some iridescent white ones as well. Another one. One there. Oh my goodness, guys! Can you hear that from my bathroom upstairs? Can you hear that noise? I'm always terrified that you can hear people who are peeing in my toilet upstairs. Oh, the plaids, yeah, they are pretty amazing. They would just do all year round. Oh, are you, Jeanette? Oh, I missed that stamp set. I'm really glad that they've actually got a Christmassy looking Label Me Bold. That's the one that I want to get. But I wasn't sure about the dies. I haven't got many like big word dies, and I like that. Oh, I've got glue on my fingers, so they keep sticking to my fingers. Right, there we go. So that's quite fun, that technique with fraying the ribbon, because by just cutting it in half and just picking at it, it all stays together, but then you end up with these beautiful, very fine thin threads there. Don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah. They have some big word stamps that I like, but I have a scan and cut. So with the scan and cut, are you able to tell it how much of a margin to put around the words? Because if it can, then I would just stick to your scan and cut. Yeah, there we go. Well, that set that I'm talking about, it has a set of 3 dies. It cuts out a word, then it cuts out a shadow, and then it cuts out another shadow. So oh, there we go then, Wendy. Yeah, you might not need the dies then. I'm just having a fiddle now. I'm just sticking things. Now you've got to be careful how you take these off. Don't try and pick them off with your scissors because they're in danger of lifting the top cap off. So I find that if you bend this back, I got this tip off Ellen Woodbridge. If you don't follow her, she has a channel on YouTube and she put it on there the other day, her little tip for how to get these off. So she said, look, if you bend them back, then the whole thing will pop off without you endangering the plastic coming away from the colour bit. There we go. Just finishes it nicely, doesn't it? Right, so we've got the option of number 5 now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. Right, so if you leave a comment in the comment section, you have to leave it in the comment section, not in this section. I will do a draw for these cards. Ooh, tomorrow's probably a bit too soon, isn't it? Wednesday. Try and do that Wednesday. See, everyone likes number 5 now. Because I did that extra bit of zhuzhing with the ribbon. And because that white ribbon, it's the one that you get in the pack with the baker's twine that has the silver running through it. It's quite fine. So I've done it to the what I call the cream banded ribbon, and I've done it to that. I've not done it to this one yet. This is the Pool Party Sheer. That would have looked nice as well, wouldn't it? Oh, and I haven't tried it to the gingham. Get with the gingham. Will that come apart? Oh yeah, it does. Most ribbons do come apart. So, what colour did I stamp it in? Night of Navy on the Smoky Slate, Nyoka. Yep. Okay. Oh, right. I'm going to show you what I've got in my room. Actually, I'm going to take the camera off because I want to be able to control the camera. Right, so you know behind me I have my wall of punches. Look at this! I ordered this from my friend Fran. Look, I've got my daffodils. And she's got these lovely, I don't know, chrysanthemums, I guess, those. Daisies, and I don't know what that is, but it's just a pretty flower. And look, there's little tiny bud things. And then she also did these cute little, look at these. So I bought this whole garland for the grand price of £20. Isn't that beautiful? So that just decorates my punches now. I've got my artfulstampin.co.uk up there. So if you want to purchase one of these, or she sells them as, like, you can buy them as bunches, like a bunch of flowers. She does them like that. You can buy individual flowers. So she sells the daffodils individually. She does poppies. So she's called Franz Crafts. Michaela, are you still on? Yeah, they're made from felt. Yeah, felt. Look at these lovely leaves. And it comes on like a wired garland, so you can twist it into whatever shape. So this stuff here that's underneath, yeah, they're made from felt. Yeah, you can find her on Instagram and Etsy. So she had put a photo on Instagram of a one that she had done that was yellows like this, but instead of the daffodils they were roses. So I said, I really love that colour scheme, but can I have it in daffodils instead of roses? So she said yes. So yeah, she's just fabulous. Yeah, I've known her for a number of years. She had a bit of a dabble with Stampin' Up a few years ago. She loves Tombow. She's loved the papers and some of the stamps and things. And so she then started creating crafts that she sold on Etsy. She would do like decorated clocks and things. And then she discovered flower making, felt flower making. And oh my goodness, she's just gone from strength to strength. I love her work. And I just try and support her in any way I can, really, because she's just such a sweet friend. So yeah, please do go and support Fran. I think Michaela is just trying to find the I can look it up as well. I think she ships that. Thank you, that's it, Fran's Crafts. She ships all over the world. So got to go and have breakfast. Okay. Is it 4 inches or 6 inches? Dee Dee, what's 4 inches? Oh, 4 foot. Where did I get my sign made? Another friend of mine, actually. She had a spate of, she doesn't do it so much anymore, but she went through a phase of doing painted signs. Feet. Oh, right, I'll measure it. And so I asked her to paint that one for me. Oh, I usually have a tape measure here, but my son borrowed it the other day and didn't put it back. It is 1, 2, 3. 3 and a bit, I would say. This is the shorter one that she does. Yeah, 3 and a bit. But you can, if you want to make it into a round, you could, you know, or you can wire it, you know, you can shape it, do whatever you want, really. Yeah, so that's the, yeah, I think that's the smaller one that she does. That's the 20. Then she does some bouquets from about £15. Well, you can order, you know, as well. You can do custom things with her. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, I love it. Gotta have it. So yeah. 2 cards were made from my one sheet one, and I like them. Yay! You would be happy with any of them. Oh, the cards. Right, I'm going to say goodbye now, guys. And while you remember, just go and hit the comment and comment in there. Okay, now if you find it hard to re-find the video from YouTube, sometimes it takes a few minutes for it to upload, you should be able to click on the link that was in Artful Stampin Space. So if you don't follow me already, please do hit that subscribe button. Good night, Jenny. And also do head over to Artful Stampin Space on Facebook, because that's where you can share any creations that you've made that have been inspired by me. So you are most welcome to share photos of cards that you've made after watching my videos. Thank you, Linda. Good night. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully. God bless. Bye. Oh, thanks, Glenna. Thank you. Good night.